Caroline Saxby.
Thank you, Mr. Dowling. To serve under your chairmanship, and can I congratulate and thank my honourable friend, the member for West Dorset, for securing today's important debate. When I was elected back in 2019, getting broadband done was second only to getting Brexit done on the doorsteps of North Devon. And on arrival here, I very rapidly took over the chairmanship of the all-party parliamentary group for broadband and digital communications. And I was determined today to find some positive news for the Minister about rural connectivity in North Devon. So when I was elected, 90.3% of my constituents could access super-fast broadband in North Devon. 3.9% could access gigabit capable. So we've come a long way. We're now at 53.8% gigabit capable, and we're up to 94.2% super-fast, which sounds fabulous, and it is an immense improvement to have got to that point. But being a mathematician at heart, I had a little bit of a play around with the numbers at the weekend, because my fear is that we still have 5% of my constituents don't even get to super fast. We actually have over 1,640 constituency properties, so that's not just people, properties, who are below the universal service obligation. And there is a real concern, the digital divide, which I've spoken about at many, many events recently, that we just have people that are completely cut off from this. So yes, the letters complaining about rural connectivity have stopped, but that's probably because they don't know that there's no connection, because they really are unable to get online. And I am deeply concerned about what is going to happen with this remaining 5%. So I know what the plan is. I am aware Connecting Devon and Somerset have in the time that I've been here, have connected over 2,000 properties, which doesn't sound many, but when you actually sit down with the engineers on the ground, which I've had the pleasure of doing with BD UK, and they tell you that the build in my constituency is the hardest they have ever delivered. I think there is a need to understand when we talk about rural connectivity, until we get 5G and the satellite systems sorted, we are not going to be sending fibre down every little farm track. And we really need, I think, to look very differently at this final 5% and how we are going to connect those people. I would like to personally thank the Openreach team and the community of Mort Hoe. So the little village of Mort Hoe in my constituency have undertaken a community fibre partnership, and combined with work with National Grid, because in the end they couldn't actually do the community fibre partnership, very long story short, but it has meant they have got gigabit capable broadband about to be switched on, taking down all of the overhead cables right the way through the village in the area of outstanding natural beauty. So you have a stunning view and gigabit capable broadband in Mort Hoe. And that's testament really to the work of that community. And I highlight that community because one of my concerns about the plans for the future of North Devon, we go into what's called the Project Gigabit Type C contract procurement round, which won't complete until next spring, and means that we can no longer access community fibre partnerships. So these communities that have actually managed to deliver gigabit capable in conjunction with Openreach, with Airband, with other operators, cannot do that until that procurement round is finished, which I would dearly like to see addressed. The village of Wesley, I'm very grateful to Openreach for connecting, and I am the guinea pig in Wesley. I am living the dream of connecting to gigabit capable. Last Friday, I was sent an engineer, and I think when I talk about the digital divide, I'm really concerned about how complicated it is. Once the fibre's in your property, you think it would be straightforward. But no, I was sent a cable, no instructions, just a cable, to try and connect myself to the outside world. So I asked about how to connect the cable, so I was sent a hub. I decided I'd do nothing, and the engineer very kindly came and sent back the hub because I didn't need that, and they didn't know how to plug in the cable. But the joy of having an actual engineer in your house is that you can then talk to them about what's going on. And I would really like to again flag, I know this is the wrong debate, but I too was tied up on other parliamentary business this morning, the issue of phone lines being switched off. So I know people don't want to necessarily believe my version of events, but the engineer who was sat in my house on Friday explained that they are going round to houses to fix people's landlines. They ask where the broadband hub is, to be told they don't have broadband by the elderly resident that lives there. They then find there is a pile of hubs in brown boxes in the hallway that have never been opened because people do not understand the technology that is being sent to them. And I think it's really hard to explain to communities who have never had broadband that you now don't have a phone either, and that you're going to get this brand new technology and a phone all at the same time. And more needs to be done to recognise that, unfortunately, unlike the department, which are hugely high-tech and do really exciting things, most of our constituents who have not had access to this technology have got a lot of catching up to do. Because even when you get gigabit, and I am utterly delighted, the speed's fantastic, there is no buffering when I'm catching up on important world events, like who got through on Strictly, because it is the big issues of the day to keep up with, that I still cannot make a phone call in the kitchen because my phone relies on the Wi-Fi, and actually the only way you can get it through a cottage wall is that you need these bouncy discs, which also didn't come with the cable. But the bouncy discs will double the amount that I have to pay for my brand new super duper gigabit capable, which I feel is wrong because it's not going to alter how much I use. That should be a fixed item. And I think we need to make it easier, and I would urge all my constituents to check what has gone past your house, because 53.8% of properties in North Devon can now access gigabit capable, but I believe take-up is an absolute fraction of that. It is a bit complicated, as I myself have discovered, but longer term, it is well worth giving it a go. But I would like to take the opportunity to put on the record my thanks for all of the work that has been done in my constituency. I know it's hard to get to, but I really am worried about that final 5% and that not enough is being done to look at satellite radio, the 5G, the other technologies that these remote rural constituencies need so that they don't fall further behind. Because many of them are already not one, not two, we're 3 technologies behind, and we need to help them get online, but at the same time have the skills to be able to access the services that we all rely on in this technological age.
Thank you.